So this is the beginning of Liberation Day in America. We're going to take back just some of the money that has been taken from us by people sitting behind this desk or another desk that's not quite as nice, but they have their choice of 7, as you know. And we're going to charge countries for doing business in our country and taking our jobs, taking our wealth, taking a lot of things that they've been taking over the years. They've taken so much out of our country, friend and foe, and frankly, friend has been oftentimes much worse than foe. And this is very modest. And what we're going to be doing is a 25% tariff on all cars that are not made in the United States. If they're made in the United States, there's absolutely no tariff. We start off with a 2.5% base, which is what we were at, and we go to 25%. And basically, as you know, and as you've been seeing, not reporting as accurately as it should be reported because it's a massive story. Business is coming back to the United States so that they don't have to pay tariffs, and I think also because of November 5th, the election.
Taking that money out, the $3 billion out, which is an important step, there was no emergency. Is that a form of executive presidential impoundment?
It is not. It is using the way they literally had written the appropriations law to give us the discretion to say that these particular funding accounts were emergency. And because it was constructed under Joe Biden and it was a CR that carried over the terms, we had that discretion and we used it. And that's what we promised the country when we said we would be going forward with the continuing resolution. It was never an intent to be at current law levels. We were going to use every opportunity we could to drive spending down. You saw that this week, and you're going to continue to see it in the weeks ahead.
So one of the things we're seeing is the Democrats, just like with Doge, they don't like anything where we're constricting, where we're taking money back, where we're saving the country money, saving you, saving me money. Democrats don't like that whatsoever. I don't know why. I don't know how you built a party on spending and just there was no end to the checkbook. You can spend whatever you want. You can go into deficits, even though some other presidents did build on that as well. But at some point, you have to look at where things are and understand it's completely unsustainable. There is not enough people anymore because you've been promoting, baby removal and stuff. There's not enough people who are generating enough money, and you're going to run out. It's not something that is infinite. There is definitely a finite amount of money that you can pull from the American people. And the only way you can stop this train, the only way you can stop it from going off the cliff is to begin pulling back, constricting. Try your best to get to a balanced budget. You're not going to get there, but at least try. And the Democrats don't seem to even want to try. That's the sick thing about them.
Tariffs are tax cuts, and what's going to happen here is we're going to raise over $100 billion in tariffing auto imports, including the parts. And what the president is going to do in the tax bill that we're working on in Congress is he's going to provide a interest rate deduction for the auto loans when people buy American cars. So that's going to work that way. At the same time, we're lowering our gas prices. Every dollar of gas per gallon that you lower, that's about $1,000 more purchasing powers for consumers. So we're going to take care of Americans, no question there. Plus, what we're going to do is create hundreds of thousands of jobs that are high-wage jobs for prosperity. The problem here, Will, and the reason why auto parts is so important in this tariffing policy is we've been turned from what once was the so-called arsenal of democracy in World War II, where we were a manufacturing powerhouse and our auto industry helped build all the trucks and Jeeps and every tanks, everything we needed, into simply an assembly operation for Germany, Japan, these other countries that send us their parts. And they've been able to capture our market, turn us essentially into colonies by using cheating in their industrial policy.
So I'd love for you to sit down at lunch, maybe in, the cafeteria, depending on where you are at college or if you're at work, or family. and you know someone who may be looking to buy a car, and you say, President Trump wants to make the interest on your auto loan tax deductible. Are you for that or against it? See, those are the kind of conversations that break it down right to the individual. You see, up here, it's like, oh, Trump's doing it. No. I'm asking you, when you buy your next car, would you like to be able to deduct your interest payments? Because that's where I think the education is really going to matter. I think that when you put it to somebody in that regard. See, as a homeowner, you know that the interest on your mortgage is tax deductible. Well, depending on where you are and how you structure. Well, what happens? There's more people buying cars than there are houses. What happens if the car you buy, you can deduct the interest payment from your taxes? How can anybody say no to that? See, I love the way they're presenting these things. And for years, people had the mortgage deduction, but they didn't have the car deduction. So making it an every man, every woman deduction, now it's something you can actually ask somebody sitting around, hey, did you hear about this? Yeah, Trump is going to make that the interest on car loans are tax deductible. And I would love to hear somebody go, nah, I don't want to do that. I want to pay all the interest. But you're going to save money. You'll be able to, let's say, you had an expensive car loan. Maybe your car loan's 10%. Whatever that interest is, you're going to be able to deduct it from your taxes. How could you say no to that? Even if your interest rate was 5 or 6%, you got great credit, putting a good amount down, 5 or 6% car loan. That's still 6% interest. Do the math. You buy a $40,000 car, 6% interest is what? And you're going to have paying that every single month. At the end of the year, on a 6% on a $40,000 car, that's not a whole lot, but it's going to be something more to you. Would you say no? I don't think so. Be honest. You're not going to say no.
January 20th, prices have come down. Inflation is under control. Interest rates are down. Energy is down. And Martha, I'll tell you that when we execute.
Okay, so I wanted this should be on a T-shirt. They should be doing something with this. Gas is year over year down 38 cents. He's 2 months in. Inflation year over year down 7.2%. He's been in office 2 months. Well, yeah, 2 months. Egg prices 59% since February. Somebody says since February. I think they meant to say since February. How do you argue with those numbers? As a liberal, as a leftist, as your coworker, family, how do you argue with that? You see, when Mark was talking and he said 26% of the people were just nuts. They don't care about anything. They just hate Trump. They hate Elon. They hate you. They hate me. It's just one big hate fest. Even though, and this is what I always find interesting, you may hate me. You may hate Trump. You may hate people in my audience. But we all know you love that. All of you got to get gas, even when you got to drive to the protest, right? Oh, hey, gas is cheaper. We're going to be able to go to more protests. See, you get to enjoy the stuff from the person you hate. Egg prices 59% down. Well, I don't eat eggs. Well, you eat cookies. Well, you eat cake. You eat a whole bunch of stuff that's now cheaper. See, you even get to enjoy it. You hate Trump, but you still get the benefit. Why don't you just say thank you and shut the F up?
Tax plan on the deregulation and on the energy dominance, every one of those is disinflationary. Now, what we have, the prices got very elevated under the Biden administration, so we still have an affordability problem, and we are trying to address that every day. But a good start to that will be getting energy prices down and getting interest rates down.
Imagine what he just said. They're 2 months in, and they're like, we're not happy with 59% cheaper. Nope, we're going to go lower. Whoa. Nope, we're not happy that gas is 38 cents. Nope, we want it lower. And he can do it. Drill, baby, drill. We're going to see that by putting the embargo on gas from other countries. And you got to, we're only 2 months in. And I just want to know how Democrats look at this and think, this is bad? How is it bad? Oh, but he's telling Pete Hegseth and Mike Waltz did something with Signalgate. Tell that to every American going to the grocery store and pumping gas this week.